Morning, active traders, and welcome to our Trading Week Ahead broadcast. I'm Ken Calhoun from Trade Mastery, coming at you live here from the great state of Colorado on Saturday, August the 7th, 2021. Markets did finally take out new highs. Yay! Bye. But the challenge is, will it continue or is it just a fake out? Well, what you want to look at is history. What happened last time we took out a new high? Boom. So just because we took out an all-time new high, that is in a place of potential false breakout area here. So what I want to see is at least 2 or 3 days, preferably in a row, of new high price action above the 44.50 before I start putting on additional swing trades. But we are at a new all-time high, so that is important. That's a technical important level for the markets. And the question is it a fake out or does it continue? We'll be covering how to trade those with specific trade setups and ideas in the live room, but we're going to be looking at if 44.50 is R1 major resistance. I'd want to see at least Monday and Tuesday green, and then start swing trading Wednesday or so if we have a continuation. Oftentimes, again, look at history. History repeats itself. The last time we had a similar pattern, we had a house of pain for 5 days. The whole week. So after the day after, all-time high, we had a whole week of red. So be kind of skeptical and cautious, right? But we are at all-time new highs. That's encouraging. The other thing to pay attention to help get a sense of which direction is likely to run would be to keep a keen eye on the VIX and see if we get back over the 18. The 18 is the key area for the volatility index. It used to be 20, but that's since we've been dropping here. Support's way down at near 14 and change, so the VIX may still be in for some more pain, but it will definitely go back up again, and the market will go back down at some point. So we want to play things carefully when we're looking for trade setups. Now let's start off with a couple of really good charts. Pfizer looks outstanding for swing traders. You can see it's gone from a base of 40-ish to now it's all the way up at 45. And I was waiting for Pfizer to break 42. So I'm going to be trading this myself if we continue up over 46 next week. Pfizer's up. And a reopening play for fast food, Yum Brands, way up here, 134. Now we got a doji here on Friday and another one on Wednesday. So they're kind of running out of steam up here. It's kind of like a logarithmic curve. They had a big, strong breakout and it's starting to slow down, so it may come back. But if Yum breaks 136, I'll be buying some of this myself. So YUM looks good for a breakout continuation, a recent volatile couple of weeks here, and a nice sustained buying pressure as well. Now at this point in time, I'd like to ask any of you that have tickers that you'd like me to pull up. Here's some that traders just mentioned a few minutes ago. If you have any charts you'd like me to pull up for day or swing trading, do let me know. Speaking of day trading charts, let's take a look at a couple here for some variety. Virgin Galactic did really good yesterday. We had a long trigger for this guy on the way up, ran all the way up here to 35.5. So SPCE, a nice run up. We're also following Carnival. We had winning alerts for traders in this one on Thursday. It did not do too much on Friday, but it's still a very strong 2-day breakout chart, Carnival Cruise Lines. Similarly, American Airlines had a really strong Thursday and a choppy Friday, which, by the way, Mondays and Fridays are the worst days of the week to trade. If you get stopped out more than you'd like, cut down on your Monday and Friday trades and focus on the midweek trades. Oftentimes Wednesdays are often the most volatile day of the week. At Tuesday, Thursdays, not far behind. Mondays and Fridays are oftentimes the slowest days of the week. This is Thursday, this is Friday. See the difference? Big up day, kind of choppy day, but still it's a nice uptrend. So an ascending triangle here, an upward wedge in American Airlines. Another good reopening play, things like DraftKings or MGM or casino stocks. I like MGM and DraftKings are my two favorites. We've got other good volatile plays and instruments like Robinhood. I called a long pre-market for traders yesterday, right over 53, and in market we nailed it. Had a big run up, came back down, and I knew it was going to do a mean. This is called a mean reversion pivot, right? Went all the way down there, and I told my traders with this initial upward gap, we'd look for breakout above the gap high at the time right there, and it worked out great. We're running up many points for our members in the live room. Now that's another quick thing that you may want to give some thought to. In my live room, I like to identify alerts in the pre-market before the market opens, in addition to real-time alerts during the market and beyond. One of the things that traders really enjoy is the fact that I do have and provide an answer key with specific tickers and specific entries, and live, when say it's run up and it's in the money, where do we exit? You know, so BT, I called along at 15.6, out at 17 yesterday. That's this chart. Bravo Tango, I called it long right here and out up here. We didn't get the exact bottom, we didn't get the exact top, but we got a huge 1.5+ point run out of this guy. That was a pivot long right there. And again, that's based on the heels of the strength of the previous day. Now, what's one thing that pops out to you in this chart? One is that it looks very similar day over day. The most important thing to pay attention to as an active day trader or swing trader is range. And you can see the previous day's trading range, Thursday's range in BT was almost identical to the Friday range. So we capitalize on that by trading within the ranges. And importantly, if something's gone up as far today as it went yesterday up, we don't buy it up there because that's going to be the top 9 times out of 10, right? The range on Thursday was roughly 12 to 16, around $4. The range here was 15 to 19-ish. So again, $4. So you got a $4 day over day range. It's a really good candidate for day trading because it's got multiple points. Again, you do not want to day trade stocks under $10 that are low float. That is for gamblers and children and people who make phony YouTube videos that get busted by the FTC. For the rest of us, the professionals, we like stuff that actually has multi-point runs and actually has some juice to it. So just saying. Don't trade stocks under $10 unless you're an idiot. Hood, NVST, DraftKings up and down, American Airlines, Freeport did a nice run to the upside. I called along on the pivot here. It ran all the way up here. When it was up here, I said, well, maybe we'll take a shot if it breaks over 37.30. It didn't. So when it came down here, I said, okay, let's take the shot down here. And that did a really good run for a recovery play. In copper, my favorite copper stock is FCX, Freeport McMoRan. Sorry about the phone, I'm not going to get that. Whoever's calling, stop. Anyway, let's take a look at our other charts. So Carnival Cruise Lines looks good. Virgin Galactic looks good. BT looks good. Let's go through some of these charts and then let me know your charts of your choice. What are some charts that you'd like me to pull up? I'll go through my list here. We'll go through the swing trading charts and then we'll look at your guys' charts as well. So let's start off with some of our top picks, and I'm not going to go in any great detail other than to make some quick technical notes. You can see a shooting star a few days ago in NSA, so we don't want to go long until it breaks the high over 56 or so. Again, this is all for educational use only. I'm not making advice or recommendations about what to buy, sell, or hold. It's all for learning the patterns. They're all going up and they all make sense to consider up at new highs. Moderna, FTNT, spectacular run, right? Whenever I evaluate charts for trade worthiness, I look at two things. The most important thing is the range, and the other is the trend strength and the relative strength of the trend and the duration, the consistency of the chart. For example, TX has been running up from mid-June up to right now with a huge run from the low 30s up to 50. And this is one, remember we were looking to see if it would break the 50? Remember, we never buy nines because this is usually what happens. It'll chop around for a while and sometimes drop. Once we safely climb above the decade value, Now we've got something to work with, because we want to trade it between 50 and 60, and 60 would be the exit target. So I'd be looking for long north of 53 up here with an exit target right under 60, and then retrade it over the 60 if it runs. These are all splendid charts, and they all make perfect sense to look at for new highs if they do break out in the upcoming week ahead. Some of them are pricey, so we want to look at some of the inexpensive ones as well. And again, we were looking at some earlier ones to boot. Oil and gold have both been down, so I'm long dust. I'll be saying it's kind of a haphazard random chart, but if you look at the the 6 month, you can see we're kind of a head and shoulders type pattern, somewhere over 2050. Makes sense. If they do short gold, dust is the way to go. It's the inverse gold ETF. And similarly, if you think Brent crude is kind of expensive, you may want to consider some short crude inverse if it bounces. It's been going up for the whole entire past week, pretty significantly, Fred. Well, at least a few points. So SCO may be worthy of consideration for a continuous uptrend as well. And just a reminder for those of you just logging in, we do cover mainly day trades, but I do cover swing trading entries as well for our Trading Open live room members, and you definitely want to join if you're not yet a member. I've been running the room for 20 years now with thousands of people trained from around the world, and we give specific entries, specific exits, and charts of your choice. You know, a lot of times some of the best trades of the day, the best picks of the day come from my members. So there are a lot of smart members, so it's great to see the teamwork out there as well. Okay, let's shift gears now to charts of your choice. Do type in a chart pattern or chart ticker you'd like me to pull up. Let me see if I can give you a quick quiz chart here. MGM and Carnival. Reopening plays, they're starting. I like things that have been going up, like Yum Brands and Pfizer. Look really good. Okay, let's take a look at some Trader's Choice charts. That's perfect. That's a great chart. I would have no objection to trading that over 116. Yeah, a lot of times this isn't rocket science. You just have to pick charts that are going up consistently with a nice, clean, tight trading range, nice 45-degree angle. If you don't yet have it, be sure to get the book from my colleague Harry Boxer called Profitable Day in Swing Trading. Harry's an absolute genius, and he's the best guy I know out there for stock picking as well. He's really good. Get his book, and you'll learn. Anyway, EW looks, I like to turn you guys on to people that can actually help you. You know, people that are part of the solution instead of part of the problem. Like Harry is part of the solution. And he is going to be one of my speakers at the Trading Success Summit I've got coming up October 23rd. We got Harry Boxer, Steve Nissen, Larry McMillan, Barry Burns, and Tom Sosnov, and myself. So we got lots of top names coming up October 23rd free for my Saturday Success Summit. So I'll be sending some information out about that. Another wonderful chart. So whoever posted safe, it looks good. But I'm not going to trade it up here, and who can tell me why? Who can tell me why? It may be okay, but there's one reason I would not be buying this right here. Who can tell me it? All right, Wendy. Yeah, Wendy, pot stocks had a hot day a couple days back. So I'm looking at Aurora Cannabis, Tilray, and Canopy Growth, and Sundial. If pot stocks, we'll take a look at pot stocks too. Thanks for the reminder. They were hot, but then they were not. So there's better picks out there, but cannabis stocks are on the radar. That's one of my favorite sectors. I was expecting, frankly, I thought the pot stocks would have gone up substantially by now with the current administration and you know, legalization and all that. You would have thought the pot stocks would have gone up, but they're definitely worth putting on the radar for if and when they do break out to new highs. Anyway, the reason I wouldn't be trading safe up here is it's unsafe right under the 100. I would expect it's like a don't buy nines idea, like Wendy had said, a good point. It's getting closer. Now, I would buy a chart like this over, say, 102. I would expect it to shake and bake, but 100 would be a good round number for an exit target for any of you who had been trading it down here. tighten up a trailing stop as it gets close to 100. Expect pullback and chop near the 100. I'd wait for 102 before I took the shot. But yeah, it's a great chart. I like it. CVAC, it's got volatility. It just doesn't have trend strength. This kind of down in the gutter on a season where the market's shooting up, and this isn't. I just say no. I like the recent volatility in Aqua. It slowed down. It cooled its jets on Friday, right? Pulling back a bit. Maybe worth a shot up over, right? Not a trade recommendation, but I'd go long over 37.50 in Aqua. Yeah, it's a decent uptrend. I like that it's breaking a new high. TGLS. That one might be good for a day trade. I'll put that on my radar here. That looks like it would be a good day trader's chart. I would not swing trade this, but with that range of a candle, no, the volume's too light, so nope, sorry. You want volume of at least 15,000 shares, preferably much higher like this one. Any other tickers? Let me know, folks. You good to hear it now? You're right, big red candle. Let's see, 3D. One of my favorites in chat because often it runs multiple points. Like when it ran 8 points, we had a winning live alert for our traders back here. I remember the day because this is one that Trader Wendy had mentioned actually, and I called along and we both didn't trade it, and it ran all the way up here without it. But yeah, I like this one for intraday when it runs, but this is not a good swing trading chart. But at 2-day highs, 3D is often a good play. And for swing trading, you want charts that look similar to this, that are in a continuous uptrend. Like this one's a really good chart, TX. One of you, I think this came from one of you folks either last week or week before. And thanks for that, because it ran up nicely. It's currently finally over the 50, so good chart. Oh, wow, a bunch of charts. Thanks, folks. Okay, what do we have? AXON. Yeah, great chart. Love it over 200. EXLS. So I'd buy 202. Not a recommendation, but I'd hit 202. Yeah, that's good too. Nice. That looks like it's coiled for a much bigger move with the height of the green candles. Now this one illustrates, now again, I prefer charts down at 20, 30 bucks a share. That's my personal comfort zone. I don't trade things up in the $100 a share very often. I've traded Apple, but I don't trade stocks up here. But if you see this pattern where you've got, didn't do anything for a long time, but all of a sudden it's got lots of large green candles, that means lots of institutional trade volume has started to come into this. And you can see that is illustrated by the large green volume bars at the bottom of the chart down here. See how large these green bars are to accompany the big move. So I like this. This one's poised for move. And again, personally, I'd look for something over the 120 to see if EXLS runs. But yeah, good chart. See, Zenga. ZNGA. Trader asking about this one. Well, it gapped down. I would not be playing the bounce in that because it didn't gap down far enough to be worthy of a pivot. Might be a short under 7.5 would be if I had to take a shot. I would not be a buyer of that in a million years. And yeah, it's okay. It's not great, but it's a good chart. We'll leave it on the board here. You guys have some good charts. Thanks, Pat, for that. Let's see. We cover Coinbase in the live room. I wouldn't be swing trading because I don't swing trade IP or recent IPOs. Like I wouldn't swing trade Robinhood, but I did successfully swing trade because I held it overnight, but I sold 41. So I'm not particularly proud of that. I got like 5 points out of it, but it ran much further. I mean, Coinbase is good for day trading, but not for swings. Oracle, that's always a horrible chart, but let's see why. For investors, it's fine. It's okay for an investment instrument. But there's better, better charts out there. It's always a matter of choosing, which charts have the best relative strength. But it's okay. But there's better choices that I would make. Yeah, that guy looks actually really good. I like SLI. Nice chart. That one actually would be good for swing trading. And actually, I'd hit it just over the whole number, over 820 or 830. If you're going to be conservative, wait for it to get above the topping tail, so over 8.5. But yeah, SLI, good chart. Thanks. See, trader asking about OCGN. Thanks to acknowledge all you folks. Annalie, Matt, Harold, Manoj, Pat, Steve, Wendy, Bill, Trey, so many of you. See, that's a horrible chart. Yeah, an acceleration ramp. Good point, Trey. I think that's it for the Trader's Choice chart. So these are the ones you guys gave me. They're all pretty good. They're all good. That one's really good, Axon. That one's starting to light up. Aqua looks pretty healthy. The safe looks really good if it breaks the 100. And EW looks very strong as well. So yeah, good choice. Good charts, folks. I do appreciate it. Always good to get some good trade ideas and collaborate here with you folks on our Saturdays to get some intelligent ideas about trading. Now let's take a look at some intraday. A couple of intraday patterns here for the day traders, which I am. I day trade most days. If the market's flat, like yesterday was choppy as heck, right? If you look at the spiders, yesterday was a do-nothing market. Thursday was quite a bit more exciting. It had kind of a move up, then a big move down, then a big move up, then an even bigger move up, and a really strong high volume spike into the close, gapped up a little, and promptly didn't do much of anything all day long. So yesterday was really sleepy for those of you who are trading it. I was looking for trade setups myself, and for our live room members, we didn't have a whole lot to work with because the market wasn't going anywhere. And that's often the case on a Friday, which is actually kind of surprising. When the jobs report had initial spike up, then a counter trend, knee jerk up, then counter trend moved down, then the major trend spiked up, and then false breakout moved back down, and up, and down, and up, and down, and up, and down, and up, and down. Fridays, usually, especially in summer, not the best days to day trade. DraftKings had a big run up pre-market yesterday. Freeport McMoran starting to light up. Carnival looks really good. Virgin Galactic blasting up into the stratosphere up here, and BT looking especially good for breakout continuation play up in next week's markets. See a question about inverses. Yeah, I'm both in light size, both inverses and long positions. I always like to scale based on whoever takes the lead. See, trader asking about WOR. It's just a few minutes left today, so thanks to all for being here. Not for cheap here, it bounced up here. SPLP, thanks traders for asking. Yeah, it's a good steady grind up. This would be a chart maybe for newer traders because the range isn't as extreme, but it's a good steady at like a bunny slope, right? It is taking out new highs, so there's better charts out there, but it's not a bad chart. It's finally broke out a consolidation chart, so if you're an extremely patient person, that may be one that you may like. I prefer charts to go like this, right? I mean, it's like an eye test, A or B, which one's better? I like charts like that. See, traders asking about, that's lumber liquidators, LL. Yeah, it's been climbing up, but it's in a downtrend, right? So in general, we don't want to play things that are going down, especially in an up market. We want to play things that are going up. So always ask yourself, is capital better spent on a chart like that, or like that, or like that, or like that? Or like that. So you always want to look for a story of consistent buying day over day and preferably week after week before putting on a swing trade. And if you're looking for professional entries and tips on how to do that for both intraday and swing trades, do be sure to join my live room. The link is trademastery.com/live. So many new members have joined the last couple of weeks, and we've got lots of coverage of mainly day trades, but we also cover swing trades, both by request and for charts that I see that look good for swing trading entry. So really good place to be if you want to get good updated professional tips every 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. Anyways, I think we're going to be about out of time here. And I agree, Matt's saying yesterday, Friday was rough. Yeah, I didn't try. I think I like 1 or 2 trades is all. Yesterday was a do nothing. I stuck around for quite a bit of time, at least till after 11 o'clock, just in case the market did do a midday reversal or do something. But no, it was a very quiet day. Frankly, I was expecting more volatility because of the jobs report. It's like we're sitting there all week waiting for the Friday jobs report, and it came out beating expectations and at just over 900,000 versus 600,000 expected. And that's on the heel of the 3,000 ADP that came out Wednesday. So, and a strong message to the markets, but the markets didn't do a whole lot. And by the way, that's something to be, suspicious of. If you have a strong jobs number and that's as far as it was able to move the needle, what does that tell you? There's a lot of sell pressure out there, right? There's a weight around the market. So ignore the talking heads. They're all saying buy, buy, buy right before the market does a week-long pullback. So it should come as no surprise. And I would start getting into these inverse guys if the market gets even under 4,400. I would not even wait for a week low. I'd wait for a 2-day or 3-day low under the 4,400. So the inverse play, the bear play, is if the market does a fake out like it did the last time it took out a new 2-day high or all-time high a couple of weeks ago. So imagine all this doesn't exist and we're right here. Let me do it old school with the notepad file. Imagine. It's like how soon they forget, right? People just tend to forget. History repeats itself. Remember back here, that was an all-time high. Everyone's, hey, the market's rallying, and the talking heads are all, buy, 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 the market's running, don't miss out. I won't mention any names, but dun, 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 that's what happened the last time the market took out an all-time high. Currently, we're doing the same thing. So yeah, we may get a Monday, Tuesday pop. The question is, does it have legs after midweek, after Wednesday? And again, the way to ferret out the solution for that is to look at market internal indicators. You always keep an eye on your VIX, your trend, your tick. Pretty strong drop in the VIX, back down to 16. We want to keep 18 on the radar. If we get over 18, the key levels on the VIX are 18 resistance and 14 support. Ask any professional trader, ask any floor trader. Yeah, 14 is going to be your major support, 18 is going to be your near-term trading resistance. If the market has a red day and the VIX flips back over 18, watch out below, it may well drop. The market's very good at faking people out, right? Echo stop. Anyway, friends, that's it for this week. We're out of time here, so I wanted to thank all of you on behalf of our entire team here at TradeMaster. I wanted to thank you for being here, and do consider joining the room if you want more coverage. And again, these Saturday events tend to be more swing trading covered than intraday, even though I do cover a bit on intraday. The live room is the opposite. It's like 80% day trades and 20% swing trades. And I do 80% swing trades here on the Saturdays, just to get you a sense of the kind of charts that make sense to trade, and also some trading tips and thoughts for the upcoming week ahead. So anyway, I'd like to see you guys in the room. Do be sure to join if you're not yet a live room member, and I will see y'all on Monday morning for live markets. It'll be interesting to see if we get the Monday, how to say, the Monday continuation, just enough to give the public money a sense of relief. Hey, the market is in fact going up. It held Monday. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, it craps out and goes down like a son of a gun. Be prepared for those kind of reversals. And if you've struggled with that and how to do that, be sure to join the live room, because I'm expert at both breakouts and reversals, and we cover both entries and exits, as well as a lot of coverage of the market, the trend, the S&P, as well as individual charts and likely entries and real-time exits given to you 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. So anyway, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. And I will see you guys next week. Thanks for being here. Again, I'm out of time, so if any of you do have additional questions, ask them in chat. Join the live room, and I will see you on Monday, and you can ask them there.